Welcome to the Jasmine Podcast.
NO. It is just 2 letters. I mean, it is one of the shortest words in the entire English language.
It really is.
But somehow, it is the absolute hardest word for us to say. Like, we treat it almost like a bad word.
Oh, definitely. We absolutely do.
We just naturally assume that saying no is rude, or that it is this harsh rejection or a sign that we are failing the people around us.
Right, failing our friends or our bosses.
Exactly. But the source material we are looking at today argues the exact opposite. Saying no is actually the single most vital tool you have for protecting your mental health.
It really is the ultimate tool.
So welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring the power of setting mental boundaries, and, we are going to take our time with this today.
Yeah, a nice relaxed pace.
Right. We designed this specific deep dive with a slower pace and clear, simple vocabulary. We want to make these powerful concepts really easy to understand, especially if you are learning English.
I love that because it is such a profound topic. We spend so much of our lives just running on autopilot.
Yeah, just automatically agreeing to things. Yes.
Exactly. But taking a step back to understand the deep psychology of why we do that and how we can stop it is completely life-changing.
Okay, let's unpack this. I want to start by looking really closely at that automatic reflex. That impulse to just say yes to everything.
The people-pleasing reflex?
Right. Because before we can comfortably learn how to say no, we really have to understand why we are so desperately wired to please people.
It is a strong wire, for sure.
It really is. So let's look at a very common scenario from the sources. A colleague asks you to take on an extra project at work.
Oh, we have all been there.
Right. You are already exhausted. You do not have the time. Your brain is literally screaming no, but out of your mouth comes, sure, no problem.
It is almost like you cannot control it.
Yes. Why does that happen? Like, what is the mechanism driving that total disconnect between your brain and your mouth?
Well, to understand that, we have to look backward. We have to look at human evolution.
Evolution. Like cavemen.
Exactly. We are, at our core, social creatures. For thousands of years of human history, your survival depended entirely on being accepted by your group, your tribe.
Right, because you couldn't hunt or survive alone.
Precisely. If the group rejected you, you were pushed out into the wilderness. And, you would not survive alone.
So ancient survival basically meant keeping everyone around you happy.
Yes. And our brains, they have not evolved as fast as our modern world has.
Oh, I see.
So when you even think about saying no to your colleague, your ancient brain registers a massive threat.
Like a physical threat.
Exactly. It thinks, if I disappoint this person, they will reject me. And if I am rejected, I am in physical danger.
Wow. That is intense.
It is. Your body actually responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol. Your heart rate might even increase slightly.
So you feel this biological pressure to just agree, simply to relieve that internal anxiety.
Right. It is the fear of missing out, or FOMO, and this deep, deep fear of being judged.
That makes so much sense. We're literally fighting thousands of years of human evolution just to say no to like an extra meeting.
Exactly. Just a simple meeting.
But I want to push back on this just a little bit.
Sure. Go ahead.
We are taught from childhood to be helpful, right? Being a team player is a really good thing in our society.
It is highly valued, yes.
So if I start turning down requests from my colleagues or my friends, aren't I just being selfish? How do we separate having a healthy boundary from, just being a bad friend or a lazy worker?
That is such a good question. And that is the exact trap of the people pleaser.
The people pleaser trap.
Right. A people pleaser is someone who consistently sacrifices their own well-being just to make others happy. They care too much about managing other people's emotions at their own personal expense.
And they probably think they're just being generous.
They do. But the source text offers this massive shift in perspective. Here is the core insight. Every time you say yes to someone else, it is often a hidden no to yourself.
Wait, really? Let me process that. Every yes to them is a hidden no to me.
Yes. Think about your daily energy.
Okay, I am picturing it like a single glass of water.
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, so think of your daily energy like a single glass of water.
Yeah.
If you pour a little out for everyone who asks, your glass is completely empty when you finally need a drink.
That is exactly it. Your time, your focus, your physical strength, None of these things are infinite.
Right. There's only so much water in the glass.
So when you say yes to a project you don't have time for, you are secretly saying no to your own sleep.
Oh, wow.
When you say yes to a social event that you really don't want to go to, you are secretly saying no to a quiet evening resting at home.
You're not creating more energy. You are just stealing it from yourself.
Exactly. You're stealing from your own necessary reserves, and eventually you have nothing left to steal.
And when your glass is totally empty, you can't be a good friend or a good worker anyway.
Right. The generosity of a people pleaser is actually a total illusion because it always leads to burnout.
Okay, that completely reframes the idea of being selfish. Protecting my energy isn't selfish. It is just basic survival. But we have to talk about the environment we are living in right now.
The modern world.
Yes, because the sources focus heavily on our current reality. Here we are in the year 2026, and always saying yes is a guaranteed recipe for burnout. The pressure is heavier than ever.
The environment plays a massive role. What's fascinating here is how our modern environment has totally weaponized our ancient urge to please.
The text uses the term digital demands. And I mean, this is something every single person listening to us right now experiences every single day.
It never stops.
Never. It is the instant pings from group chats. It is your boss sending work emails at 10 p.m.
And expecting a reply right away.
Exactly. It is this constant feeling that you must be available to everyone, everywhere, all the time.
Right. And what's fascinating here is how digital tools have erased our natural resting periods.
What do you mean by natural resting periods?
Well, think about how life used to work. When you left the physical office building, your workday was over.
Oh, right, you went home, and work stayed at work.
Exactly. That physical distance created a natural resting period for your brain. But today, in 2026, the office lives right in your pocket.
Your friends live in your pocket, too.
Yes. The natural stopping points are just gone.
And because the world won't stop demanding things, the sources are very clear. You have to be the one to draw the line.
You have to set the limit.
Right. If you do not learn to draw the line, the world will simply consume all your energy. Which brings up a very descriptive English phrase from our sources.
Oh, yes. Being stretched too thin.
Exactly. When you try to do too many things at once, you feel stretched too thin.
It is a great visual phrase.
Yeah, think about a piece of fabric or a rubber band. You pull it in one direction for your job.
And then pull it another way for your family.
Right, you pull it again for your friends. And eventually the material gets really weak. If you pull it just a tiny bit more, it snaps.
That is exactly what happens to us. When a person is stretched too thin, their results get worse, they lose their patience, and they are just totally exhausted.
And setting a limit, drawing the line, isn't just about managing your time. It is about protecting your core self from this constant barrage of digital demands.
It is psychological survival.
I completely see the necessity of it. But, here's the reality. Even if we know we are stretched too thin, actually drawing that line feels really scary for a people pleaser.
It feels very harsh.
It does. Telling my boss or my family no feels like I am pushing them away. It feels like I am building this giant wall between myself and the world.
That is a very common fear. And it is exactly why the source material asks us to reframe how we visualize boundaries. We need a new picture in our minds so it feels positive and empowering.
Okay, a new picture.
Yes. The text introduces this really beautiful metaphor. A healthy boundary is not a wall built to keep people out.
Okay.
It is a gate designed to keep your peace in.
Oh, wow. A gate, not a wall. So what does this all mean? Let's explore the difference there. Because when I picture a wall, I picture heavy stone, no windows.
Very isolating.
Right. It is permanent. Nobody can reach you, but you also cannot connect with anyone else.
And think about why someone builds a wall. A wall is usually built out of deep exhaustion and anger.
Because they've been stretched too thin for too long.
Precisely. The people pleaser finally snaps, they give away all their energy, and then they break. And when they break, they build a massive wall. They quit their job suddenly, or they stop returning calls entirely.
So building a wall isn't actually a healthy boundary at all.
Not at all. It is just a reaction to having zero boundaries.
Wow. But a gate is different.
Very different. A gate is something you manage with intention.
Because boundaries are about managing flow, not building fortresses. A gate has hinges. You have control over the handle.
Exactly. You manage the flow. You can open the gate wide to welcome in your friends or take on a fun new project.
But when you are tired and need to recover,
you just calmly close the gate. You aren't just pushing things away. You are actively saying yes to your own growth and rest.
I love that. It is the evolution from being a people pleaser to becoming a peace seeker.
A peace seeker. Yeah.
It is
true.
such a calm energy. So I want to ask you, the listener, a direct question right now. Think about your life. Are you building walls right now, or are you just forgetting to close the gate?
You just have to remember that you own the handle to the gate.
Okay, so we have shifted our mindset from people-pleasing to peace-seeking. We want to operate the gate. But how do we actually do it in the real world?
You need practical tools.
Yes. When my phone buzzes at 10 p.m., what specific English phrases can I use to enforce these gates politely but firmly?
You need simple phrases ready to go, because when you're overwhelmed, your brain panics. You need language that is easy to access so you don't fall back into saying yes.
Let's walk the listener through some practical phrases from the source. The first one is one we already mentioned, to draw the line.
Right. You could say, for example, I need to draw the line at answering emails after 8 p.m.
It is so clear and polite. You are just stating a fact. And another phrase to explain why you can't take on more work is to be stretched too thin.
Yes. I would love to help, but right now I am stretched too thin.
But, here's a problem. When we say no, we tend to over-explain. We give a million reasons hoping the other person won't be mad.
Oh, the panic over explanation. I can't come because my dog is sick and my car is broken and I have to do laundry.
Yes, we just list excuses. But the source gives us a brilliant phrase for declining a social or work invitation politely. It is, I'll have to pass this time.
I'll have to pass this time. It is perfect.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This simple phrase is entirely free of guilt. There is no over-explanation. It is polite but firm.
And by adding this time, you reassure them that you still like them. The gate isn't locked forever, just for today.
It is the ultimate peace-seeker move.
Using these simple phrases helps you avoid the trap of the people pleaser completely.
This has been such a deeply valuable conversation. Let's just remind the listener of the journey we took today.
We started with the psychology of people pleasing and how it is tied to ancient survival and fear of judgment.
And we looked at the modern digital demands of 2026, where we are constantly bombarded and stretched too thin.
Then we found that beautiful metaphor, the boundary as a gate to keep your peace in, rather than a wall to keep people out.
Finally, we learned specific, polite English phrases to gracefully say no, like, I need to draw the line and I'll have to pass this time.
It is a complete toolkit.
It really is.
Yeah.
Protecting your mental health using the word no is not rude at all. It is the ultimate act of self-care.
Absolutely.
Mastering these simple phrases can genuinely transform your daily life and your energy levels.
Just remember to use the gate.
Exactly. So we're going to leave you with one final thought to mull over today. Tomorrow, when your phone buzzes with a new demand and you feel that automatic yes rising in your throat,
Just pause.
yes, pause and ask yourself, if I say yes to this, what beautiful, restful thing in my own life am I secretly saying no to?